Welcome to Cover Book Meet. I'm your host, Roger Nichols. Today, in the words of Monty Python, and now something completely different. We're going to talk about a work in progress rather than a book that's already been published. The book has a title already, Photographic Therapy, Immersive Animal Stories That Guide Emotional Reset. Now, we're doing this for two reasons. First, because we're nearing the end of our 15-year quest to perform 888 author interviews. And second, so the photos taken by our guest for an upcoming coffee table book are simply stunning, and we couldn't pass up the opportunity to share them with you. Our guest is Precious Williams, who has an unusual grouping of skills as a fine art photographer, an FAA licensed drone pilot, a global traveler who is also fluent in American Sign Language. And asked to submit something about herself, she sent this. Precious transforms personal healing into breathtaking photography and aerial imagery that inspires hope, reflection, and connection to the beauty of creation. A survivor of trauma and complex PTSD, she channels her journey into art that invites viewers to pause and find comfort in nature's lessons. Her business is called simply Photo and Drone Solutions. We are very pleased to welcome Precious Williams.
Oh, thank you so much, Roger. I am so happy to be here with everyone today.
All
and
right.
It's a special privilege to meet you in person,
Oh, wow.
face to face.
I'm honored then. But before we talk about the work, I'd like to find a little bit more about you as a person. Where's home for you?
Home right now is in New York. I'm up in the slightly mountainous areas of Tuxedo. And I was raised in Chicago, but this is where I am now.
Ah, okay. Were you always going to be a photographer?
Not that my family thought. In my little world, I enjoyed pictures and storytelling and writing so much that it became something natural to me. But photographers were not viewed as people who could make a living. So my family had other things in mind. And so I started on a journey of computer programming, IT, different technology from as early as 1984.
Wow. As you said, I think somewhere on your website, you say, yeah, I can fix your computer as well as do the color balance on it. Yeah.
Yes.
Were you an early adopter of drone technology, or did something push you that direction?
So to be honest, it's been something on my radar, all pun intended, for a long time. So during the pandemic is when I had an opportunity to really find a way to learn how to harness the technology for what I wanted it to do. Taking photos in the air is amazing, but I got into something called photogrammetry, which is aerial surveying. We know about land surveying.
Sure.
And one of my journeys when I lived in Southern Africa, I was an assistant to a land surveyor, and I did all of the drafting. And then I realized with drone technology, I could be that person to be the surveyor and do the drafting if necessary. So that's really where the technology is amazing. It really does a lot of things, but to be able to do surveying from the air and to add to S3 data that does the mapping is one of my specialties. Yes.
That's interesting. Is that as generally accepted as land surveying these days?
So really they pair together. They pair together. I would never claim to be able to do my work without the approval, in many cases, of a certified land surveyor. So we work together. Some may view it as competition, but that's really not necessary. We can just do some things in the air faster, covering more area, surface area, than it would take a land surveyor. So they're to complement each other. And where there may be very small, minimal margins of error, the land surveyors can help to reset us and make sure we're on track.
Fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. Do you have I have to ask this because I'm just so curious.
Sure.
How big is your drone, or do you have several of them?
No, so I own one, and my drone, it really, when it lands, it can land into the palm of my hand, and it wouldn't extend out too far. So it's reasonable size. It fits into a nice case that can fit into my backpack when I'm out on assignment. And if I have need for other drones, we have a very fruitful market here in New York to be able to. I'm near one of the largest camera stores on the planet, and some people who do a lot of renting. So it's a 1-day turnaround. It's pretty easy if I need a bigger device.
Okay. Well, the small one also can get into places or access things you can't do with the big one too, as well.
Yes, it's
Okay.
true.
I should steer back to photography because that's the main.
It's
but
all
this was-
related. It's all related. Surveying drone aerial photography and surveying really is multiple photos. It's just hundreds of them. Yes. So
Yeah.
you're not off track at all.
Okay. I do want to mention something about this that I was looking through your website, which is, by the way, I'm going to talk a little bit about that before we get into the actual. And you write on there, I've been through some stuff, like real stuff, childhood trauma, teenage survival mode, adult heartbreak, social injustice, it's all there. But my art isn't about dragging you through the mud with me. It's about lifting both of us out of it. I found that inspirational. Very cool of you.
Thank you, Roger. Yeah. The therapist, to your point, my book is saying it's photographic therapy, but immersive stories and animal stories about creation that I have interacted with, but I don't feel I'm the sole owner of these amazing experiences, which I'm sure we'll get into. But these are things we all can learn from. The part of my experiences that are people may find them interesting, but that are shall I say, sad parts, the things that make you want to cry, I leave those things for the therapist. We all don't need to. I'm sure each individual has their own sorrow, or even their own happy point. Some of the pictures help us to remember happy things as well. So I try not to pretend like I can be the person to hear all of that. Things can be very heavy, and we have professionals for that. So yes, I have colleagues and friends that we talk to each other about things going on with us. But really, when it gets to be bigger, we take it to bigger sources, those who are trained to handle those things.
Right.
But the experiences of how to cope can be shared. Right?
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. So that's what I seek to do.
All right. Now, we've teased people enough because they've been looking at the giant parrot behind you. We want to show, there you go. We want to show some of those. And I'm going to experiment here with doing, sharing my screen. So let's see if we could. By the way, are these actual pages from the book that's upcoming, or are they related?
Yes. So these are all of the ones you're showing they're all photographs. And in special editions, they may come out as a drawing or painting, or actually they'll come out as woodwork.
I saw that, and I'm thinking, that looks like cloisonne. It's really interesting.
It is. This is a unique piece that I have come up with a name for it, is a mosaic fusion collage. So it is a mosaic. This is actually my mosaic, and this is the macaw.
Right.
That's in the background.
And I see you down there in the side view of you with a camera up to your face.
Yes, I'm glad you figured that out. That's beautiful. There's a butterfly. He's actually our broken butterfly. And there's a whale and me who likes to talk about things. And this whole thing is actually my profile. So
I hadn't thought that. I didn't see that yet. That makes sense now that you show that. How thick is that? You can turn it sideways for a second. So
I can turn it sideways.
That's like an inch and a half, 2 inches thick. Yeah.
Yes, that's correct. So it's layered, and this is all part of the real photographs that get turned into real collages of real people who are coping. This is what reminds me, these three things, and there's actually some roses embedded in the background, but those things really are my resetters on a daily basis. And it should be that for anyone who makes a request to have something like that made. Yeah.
What's the material? Is it an acrylic or something?
Wood.
Oh,
it's
is?
Wood.
Wow.
Yeah, so I do woodwork. My earrings and different things I've just had to make because I like colorful things and can't always find what I want. But just something to hold on to it's not incredibly heavy. When it's mounted, it'll be mounted in something that's clear just to protect it. But yes, it's made out of wood and smells good, looks good, gives us good vibe.
We're wondering in all these side places, but I love it because this is what interesting interviews are about. Is it acrylic on painting on it?
So it's actually the whole thing. is, and I don't know how much of that you can see, but I'm going to turn it very slowly just so you can see. So this is all wood, and then it's hand painted.
I mean, I guess I was asking about the paint. Is it acrylic paint? Okay.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not a paint expert, but it's the paint that I felt like I like. And I
Okay,
could
that
probably go
works.
back and look at the containers. Yeah.
That's
Some of
fine.
it may be acrylic, but I'm not partial to a particular kind. It's just whatever
Okay.
produces, yeah, the coloring that I like. So,
Oh,
and then
okay.
it'll be encased with an acrylic, like some kind of a plastic-ish thing so you can see through it.
Is that your primer start piece that you did there? You showed us.
That is, well, that wasn't the only one. It took a few efforts to get to make it happen, but that in itself is a journey. Just learning
Sure.
how to do woodworking and how to use a laser machine. So I have a CO2 laser machine, but learning all of that has been part of the process. And it came out of, I'm no jokes. It came from someone interested in my photos for therapy that wanted me to make stationery.
Ah,
It's a strange kind of connection, but that person just encouraged me to keep trying to reproduce it. And I finally said, they can just have the pictures. If anyone needs this to help encourage them, why do I need to make cards? So at the end, I've learned how to turn the photos into cards, make sure that the posters are available through the website, and make wooden replicas of the whole kit and caboodle.
yeah.
So it's been an interesting journey.
Well, as long as we mentioned that, I made a note that there are like half a dozen different kinds of paper you can choose to have one of your photos on. You have it on canvas. You can have it on, I forgot what all the stuff was, also on a mug, and also as cards, so greeting cards. So,
Yeah,
all right, let's take a look at some of those. I'm going to see if this works here.
sure.
If I do this,
Yeah, this is the clipped wing butterfly or broken butterfly, which, it's a rare thing. First of all, I have to say, for someone to find a butterfly that's actually broken. And I don't mean dead. We find them on the road,
Sure.
in their migration paths dead. But this one is broken. It's clipped. And that's significant. Roger, I don't know if you know this, but butterflies they're very small and they're very delicate, but they can actually continue a migration path with 70% of their wings missing.
did not know that. But I do know
It is.
some of them, like the monarchs, migrate huge distances.
They do, yes. So that is definitely amazing by itself. But imagine adding to that arduous journey 70% of yourself gone.
Wow.
It's
That's,
huge.
that
And
is
it's a
amazing.
big thing. And yet they do it. So what is it about this picture? First of all, the fact that I even captured a picture of a butterfly that has any part of it missing and was brave enough to take it to the whole world. It's not perfect. This isn't a perfect butterfly as we all envision them to be. But this butterfly is working. It's continuing on in what it needs to do. And it makes us reflect, if we're human with so much more to us, if this butterfly with its little life and its little intricacies can keep functioning, how is it doing that? Where does it get its resilience from? Why is it able to keep going? Can I do the same thing? Do I have those resources?
Yeah.
It's a real thing.
And you've chosen to accentuate that by cropping it.
Yes. So the fact that people may look at it and in our minds, we fill in the gap in our minds. But when you see it up close in front, we don't need to hide it. And I feel like that's part of life. We're sometimes missing part of ourselves and we try to hide it. We really try not to let anyone see that there's a part of us missing. And yet, if anyone stopped and looked closely, they would know. But it's not a reason to be ashamed. The butterfly is no more ashamed of its pieces being missing. It's just getting its work done.
Yeah.
And those are so many important lessons in life to me. This comes from a real butterfly that I was just enjoying out in nature, wasn't looking for a butterfly with the clipped wing, wasn't looking for anything broken, but found this butterfly in real time, in real life. I don't think it's a coincidence. I think it was meant to be found, meant to help encourage myself and anyone who feels a part of them is missing.
Yeah. And this, again, is one of the pages that you would see, and it's got its own message on it, which I find profound as well. So let's try another one here. Excuse me. And we'll see here. Patience with me. Here we go. Oh, my.
The beauty.
Yeah. This is kind of overwhelming a bit, but it's wonderful.
It is. It is a very beautiful picture. We're all amazed at the stunning colors, and really it looks like so many little eyes looking at us of a peacock.
Yeah.
But you know, peacocks don't do this for nothing. This is a male, and males strut. They show themselves. But even as they are showing themselves to a prospect, it looks like eyes are all over, right? Just looking at them. And sometimes we feel that way too. We feel people are looking at us. I have all this attention for some reason, you know, maybe they notice something about us, whatever it is. And so the peacock says, well, if you're going to be stared at, then give people something to look at. Don't make it miserable.
Yeah.
Make it a pleasant experience, right? I mean, hey, they're going to see you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep this up. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Those of us who live in Oregon and have a chance to go to the beach, they have actually whale watching times of the year where you can definitely see gray whales migrate north. It's pretty amazing.
That is amazing. And this, people don't believe it, it's just right here in New Jersey. It's where I took this photo from. So we get humpback whales. This is a humpback migrating into the south. And so this picture, again, not something, that whale was about less than 20 feet from the boat.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So just the thought, and he played with us for 3 hours, Roger. It was such a beautiful thing. I went whale watching yesterday.
All right.
Just yesterday, and saw nothing. Didn't even see a fish.
Yeah.
I don't know. So it's not common that we all get to have these experiences. We may see them and they, fly in the air and dive and they're gone. But this is really an interesting thing about being on the radar. Whales eat up to, it could be in the area of 1 million calories per day.
Oh.
1 million. Now, there isn't a group of people that are running around throwing food into the ocean because they know humans don't know where whales are. If we knew, we'd always see a whale when we went out, right?
Yep, exactly.
But that doesn't happen. And yet, we don't find starving whales.
No.
So who's keeping track of the whales? Someone is interested enough to be able to help the whales to stay sustained. And if they're looking out for a whale who doesn't talk to humans at any rate, who isn't planning their future for the next 70 or 80 years, they have their migration course and that's about as far as it gets. So if someone is interested in this whale, would they not be interested in us? Do whales have anxiety attacks about where's my next meal coming from? Am I going to have a place to stay? Whales have communities, they're cared for. And so do humans not have bigger resources?
Yeah.
It's just a fact. And these are not fake animals. These are huge creatures in the ocean, and they really do keep existing despite challenges. 1 million calories a day is a lot to fulfill.
Exactly.
And that's just one whale, right?
Yeah, indeed. What I find interesting about that is you've captured the moment as the water's cascading off of the flukes, and notice the barnacles on the left fluke there. It's just on the right fluke as well, though they're more hidden in the water. It's just an amazing shot. In fact, I forgot to ask earlier, do you shoot in film or with, or not?
So I shoot digital now. When I started, definitely use film, but I like Chrome, which are the small, being used inside of slide projectors. So those were the best. I still love them, but mostly I'm doing digital now. Yes.
Okay. One thing about digital is it's quick. Let me get over here to the next one here. Yeah, the look of love. Yes.
Oh, this is definitely a favorite of mine. Some have asked me, I know I said I didn't get into my trauma very much, but I did have I was married and it was devastating to me. It still is, just to think that I'm not married right now. But some will ask, Precious, has it ruined your perception of marriage, the arrangement? And I said, absolutely not. I managed to get this photo during a time when it was very painful for me because things were not going well. The marriage was very sour. And I remember walking into this bird park, or bird sanctuary, they call it, the Sylvan Bird Park? Bird Sanctuary. Sylvan Bird Park. Sylvan Bird Park. Bird Sanctuary is the full title. At any rate, walking into this area and seeing these flamingos and thinking, will this be the day I get to see them crossing? Sometimes you see them and they turn or they duck or they do something. And capturing that shot, I've been trying to capture flamingos and swans doing this for about 20 years. It's been a goal of mine for 20 years. So to think, here was this moment. And so I captured the heart shape, the obvious heart shape in it. But it emphasizes to anyone who's had a relationship go bad, love is something you wait for. And it's worth it. It's beautiful. When you get it right, when all the pieces come together, it's something to be cherished and treasured. And it doesn't have to be a fading memory. It should still be something bright. And even for people around us, one tragedy or one upset in your life doesn't make it bad for everyone. And it doesn't even ruin it for yourself. It's just something that has happened and you can keep moving.
Yeah.
So I love that picture.
You should, because it's about love, as you put it. And were you in Australia? Oh, shoot. Were you in Australia?
I was
someplace else?
not. I was in North Carolina.
Of course.
That was your second guess, I'm sure.
I'm not sure if it's a young joey from a kangaroo, if that's a wallaby. I don't know which one it is.
It is a young joey. You are correct. Yeah. So why would I be with a young joey in North Carolina? North Carolina as a state is much like Florida. People go to recover from health problems. And believe it or not, so do animals. So there is a park, there's a facility called Animal Adventures. And this young joey was one of their patients, yes, at the time. And he was very, very interested in the humans that would come by and just play with him. It was a great experience. And I, of course, took lots of pictures. I have so many pictures of this young joey and interacting with my nieces and nephews and my siblings. But this picture was unexpected because this is not a photoshopped scene. The whole background is spiraling. Oh
my. It is, now that I look at it. I was just thinking of it as a blur, but it's not. It is actually...
No, it's actually... And the only thing in focus, believe it or not, are the eyes of the young joey. It's the only thing there. So I have a picture, you don't have it in this lookbook, but just a nanosecond before this, everything is still. And so 2 pictures, very fast order. This one is blurred because I was falling. So he's playful, he's approaching me, but the camera had actually focused on his eyes, got it, and even as I was moving and falling backwards, so it's my foot in the bottom right-hand corner. I'm literally falling. It is my foot.
Oh my gosh.
I'm falling back and I landed on my bum.
Oh dear.
And so after looking at this picture, I says, that's so interesting. my life feels like it's spiraling out of control. It feels that way. But because I focused on one thing, that's what you see first, right? So
Absolutely.
focusing on what's important in life, it teaches us that focus on what's important. It may feel like everything is spiraling, but we can maintain a balance. You don't, the world can be going crazy, and sometimes the world is going crazy, even if it's not you who's going crazy. But focusing on what's really important, that's all we have to do, one day at a time, one step at a time, one focus at a time, not trying to be distracted by all the blur, but just getting our priorities straight is something that we need to be able to do. And that's why this is called focus. Yeah.
And this is why you're putting this together. You are helping people. That's your whole goal.
This is it. Yeah.
All right.
It's a visual. And that I have these photos in my own home because
Yeah.
they do help me to just kind of reset my thinking. Now here's my friend.
Yes. We saw at the beginning behind you.
Yes.
And in fact, if you go on on your website, you will find photos of living room setups, like with a couch, and a giant version of this over that. And there's a clever little thing that is great marketing. Is you've got at one point a whole palette of colors they can click on and find something that will match their decor. And I'm
Yes.
thinking that's good marketing, really excellent marketing. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate that. And you could do that. You could look at the pre-arranged rooms, or you could actually use a phone. It's important to know you need this with a phone. If you step back in any room, doesn't have to be the preset ones, but in any room in real time, you can take any of those photos and place them in a room at the size that you want. Because that's what you need to see, right? What is this
Right.
thing going to look like in my space, in my
Right.
room with my walls? So it has the ability to do that. And I love that feature. And that is really something that drew me to this setup for the website. But yeah, with such a colorful piece of artwork, you do want to know, where would this go? How would this look?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a great preview.
How big a size can they get of these things?
So the largest size available on the website right now is 40 by 60.
Oh my.
I'll have some limited edition prints of 60 by 90, and those will actually be with lighting in the background. So they're like little night lights.
Oh,
Not little, but
Yeah.
they glow. And so very beautiful. It's beautiful artwork, yes, but the story behind it now motivating us and encouraging us makes it fantastic. Something so huge in your space. Yeah.
I love that. Okay, we just had a few more to do. And now this is interesting because it was not my reaction when I saw that say ugly. I think, God, that's beautiful. That is just gorgeous.
But Roger, that's what happens when people have prejudices. Your prejudice was a good one.
Yeah.
Yours is a good one toward this beautiful creature, but there are other people, oh my, you look like this, and blah, 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 and all
Yeah.
those colors and this and that. I
Yeah.
lived in Southern Africa, and the people dress with beautiful colors,
Oh, yeah.
beautiful, beautiful garbs. Chitenge is what we call the women when they dress up in there. But it's just their regular clothes. It's nothing special for them. And some will call it a costume, some will call it, and it can get to be derogatory. But it's like, who are you to call something that's just obviously so beautiful? Why do you need the slant?
Yeah.
So it's a reminder for us not to be slanted toward a negative, but to just look at the beauty. Why
Yeah.
I don't need to make this up. This is a beautiful setting. He can see his own reflection. We should see our own reflection and be convinced that yes, when you're beautiful, you're beautiful. No one needs to take that away from me.
And it's interesting to me how the surface of the water is so lovely. It feels like you could reach out and touch that.
Yeah, what a nice thing that little ducks have, right? To
Yeah.
be able to enjoy that pleasantry. Being in water, it's like being in a nice bath all the time. But then to be able to see your own reflection. The sun was just perfect that day. As a photographer, it really is captivating to me. I love when things have a reflection and another piece of nature. It's very beautiful to me. Yeah.
All right.
It's a good shot.
Go to this one.
Yeah.
That is so amazing.
Yeah. This is a shot that was taken in India, in the south. And this is 2 weeks before we went on lockdown, just 2 weeks before the pandemic and the precautions reached India. So I was there during the beginning of the pandemic.
Gosh.
And the sunsets there are powerful. They're very powerful with the nice long beaches. And not every photo is one of the sunset that I wanted to say, hey, I want to share this with the world. But this one in particular really made me reflect on something. The sun keeps going, right? It's a continuous, a constant in our lives. No one questions if the sun is going to come up or if it's going to go down. It does its thing all the time. And that cycle and the deliberateness of it says something to us. We're not just here wandering around the planet for nothing. We have purpose. We really do. And even as people's lives seem to end, like her shadow comes, it literally extends off the canvas,
Right.
Off of the photo. That doesn't mean that's the end of everything. So people have different religious beliefs, but it's important to know that life has meaning, and the power of the sun, the constancy of the sun, the energy that comes from the sun should teach us something other than, oh, that's so pretty. It should mean more.
Well, also, I love the composition of it in that the shadow leads your eye right to the figure and then to the sun.
Yeah. Just
Wow.
2 seconds later, it's a whole different shot. There were different people there.
Yeah.
And I have lots of sunset photos, especially with drone work. You get really beautiful photos in the evening. It's time to bring the drone down, but
Yeah.
just catching the sun going down. But this particular one to me, and those waves, just, I don't know, it all seemed to
does.
come together to be a good reminder of the importance we have in life and our existence. People don't always feel that their life is worth something, but there is meaning to life, and we have to be looking for it and not just assume we're for nothing. We are for something, and that's not to be taken for granted. Even when we're at very low points in life, the sun should remind us of that. It doesn't come up every day for nothing. Yeah.
As somebody once said, above the rain clouds, the sun is still shining. So,
I like that. That's very beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and let's see, this one. Oh, echinacea. Up close.
Up close, yes. You wouldn't think that was on the inside of those small flowers.
Yeah.
Actually, that beautiful, beautiful little flower has medicinal purposes. Everyone knows about drinking echinacea or taking an echinacea pill or something like that. But all of the colors and all of the beauty in this picture, it's so instant.
Well,
It's such an amazing mood booster. It doesn't take much. I have yet to show this to someone and they frown.
yeah. Well, I will tell you that I also appreciate the fact that the focus is very tightly controlled on the one little tiny bud right in the center.
Yes. Thank you for noticing that.
Yeah.
Yes. But these flowers, we could pass them by. You look, oh, that was a cute flower. That's nice. Oh, that's nice. Or you pick it up and you smell it. But seeing the inside of a flower is a rare privilege, right?
Yes.
We don't really, even if you put it really close up to your eyes, you're not going to see all these details. And this to me is what life is about. It's about all the details. The more you look into people, and this has been you as a person who's interviewed countless people and gotten into their brains and why do you do this and what is this all about?
Yeah.
The more you learn about those people, the more fascinating, the more interesting, the more enjoyable, right? And
Yes.
the same is true with these little things that we have all around us. There were all these bushes of echinacea around and we would have missed this. Just
Well-
to give us that little boost of encouragement. Go
Yeah.
ahead, please.
Okay, there we go. Back to you. Thank you for all that. I felt like I had a therapy session here just now. I mean, you really have a positive attitude. You're really making life better for people. I think that's something you're doing.
Oh, thank you, Roger. And that's really the goal. It is, I feel sometimes even for myself, after a therapy session, I feel really good and I'm very positive. But then the next day I think, oh, what did they tell me? Or
What was
the
that?
thought?
Yeah.
Yeah, what was that? But having a photo in front of you with a story,
Yeah.
with a story, makes your brain do things that are, it's our subconscious. It's just going, right? It's telling us, it's feeding us. It's like a movie, but nothing's moving. It's the sound, it's the words. When we read them, when we heard it, what did that mean? Oh, there it is again. So
Yeah.
it's the repetitiveness of it that really helps to reset us on a regular basis. That's why I say have the prints, have them in front of you. Don't let that moment just get away from you.
Is there anything I haven't asked you that you want to make sure gets out to the people who are watching?
Well, what I would say, and thank you for asking that question, I would hope that these stories and photos will really just, people will take time to absorb it and to see themselves there. The story about the macaw, we didn't speak much about him, but if I could, I'd like to tell you just
Absolutely.
a snippet.
Sure.
So this macaw, upon my first meeting him, was not friendly. He was beautiful. He's definitely beautiful. No question with that. But personality wise, I thought I wouldn't want to be this guy's friend. And he didn't have any friends. Other birds were just flying away from him. He was moody and really just kind of jerking around and digging in the dirt. You see how dirty his beak is.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
mean, I just left all the dirt there because that's really what he was up to.
Yeah.
But the other birds were very clean. Now, I asked one of the keepers at this bird park, what is the problem with this bird? I found out he's widowed. So for me, when I see a picture of this bird, I think, just remember how you responded when you saw someone, this bird acting ugly,
Yeah.
and you rejected it, and you made assumptions in your mind. Do you want anyone to be that way toward you? Maybe you are having a bad day.
Yeah.
Maybe it is a rough spot, a rough patch, but you don't know what this person is going through. So learning to be empathetic and a little humble, it was humbling for me to see that I had so quickly judged this bird. But that story has so many layers and so many things to help us individually, because who doesn't go through those emotions, or who doesn't want that sympathy? So my goal was to have people see the photos, think about, how do I need that story? How does that story get used in my life? And how can I share that story, and maybe even the photo or the book or something, with someone who can really be used to comfort themselves or someone else, or that can make them remember good moments in life too. That's the goal.
Absolutely. You've been very generous with your time today. I do appreciate that. Our guest today is Precious Williams. Their business is Photo and Drone Solutions. She has a wonderful website, and the book, which is coming out hopefully soon, will be titled Photographic Therapy: Immersive Animal Stories That Guide Emotional Reset. I want to thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you. It's been a real pleasure.